vessels that could trip to the canal are known as Panamax. As the name implies, they're built with the maximum measurements that will fit inside the locks of the canal. A Panamax size vessel averages $120,000 in tolls every time the vessel goes through. Current record for the highest toll ever paid was set in the year 2012 by the cruise ship Norwegian Pearl. She paid the canal $419,000 to go through that day. When the ocean to ocean, the Arca is only 8.7 miles long. This is where 70% of the digging effort in the creation of the waterway went into. Everything else, going back towards the Atlantic, is covered by Lake Gatun. Just by damming the river and raising the level of the lake, it ended up covering nature's obstacles along the path of the canal. But here the mountains were just too high. They couldn't get the lake level over this, couldn't go around this obstacle either. They had to plow through it. That's why it's the narrowest and shallowest part of the canal. It's man-made, it's artificial. There was no river here, no lake. Luego, se abren las válvulas que dan hacia adelante y el agua empezará a drenarse por los orificios del piso hacia los ductos de la pared y se derramará sobre el lago Miraflores al otro lado de las compuertas al final de la exposición, haciendo que el nivel dentro de la cámara baje. Vamos a descender 10 metros. Cuando el nivel dentro de la cámara iguale el nivel del lago, el lago Miraflores dejará de fluir el agua, abrirán las compuertas adelante y avanzaremos habiendo completado el primero de 3 escalones necesarios para llegar hasta el Océano Pacífico. Proceso realmente sencillo, nada extraordinario, nada emocionante, física elemental. El principio de los vasos comunicantes es el que impera. El agua siempre busca su nivel más bajo, abriendo y cerrando la combinación de válvulas adecuadas logran que vaya en el sentido que quieren que vaya, en el momento en que quieren que ocurra. Lo impresionante es a la escala en que se logró. Estamos hablando de mover 104 millones de litros de agua en tan solamente 8 minutos. Si hoy es impresionante, tomen en cuenta que ya tiene más de 99 años de estar funcionando de la misma manera, así que en aquel tiempo seguro que era algo inimaginable. Aprovechamos, amigos, que estamos entrando para hacer este anuncio. Esto que tengo yo en mis manos es un certificado de tránsito por el canal de Panamá y se trata de lo siguiente. Pueden posar para una fotografía tomada aquí en la parte de the ship connecting the vessel with the mules. Observen el bote de remo que sale desde la pared central a encontrarse con la nave que se acerca. 2 marinos van en el bote de remos. Uno rema, el otro lleva una línea mensajera, una cuerda con una bola en un extremo que deben lanzar sobre la cubierta del buque para que la tripulación de pasacables del canal de Panamá suba la soga y en el otro extremo vienen amarrados los cables de acero de las locomotoras eléctricas. Es así como conectan las locomotoras con la embarcación. So what's going to happen now, when the cables are secured, the vessels will start moving forward. They'll get in the chamber, stopping short of us. That's usually how it works out. And then they're going to close the gates behind all of us, trapping us inside a watertight chamber. No more water from Lake Gatun, the highest point of the canal, will be able to come in here. In the walls, to our left and right, there's huge ducts or culverts, 18 feet in diameter, running the length of the structure from the higher end behind to the lowest end ahead. These culverts, if you were to look at a cross-section of a wall, would look like a subway tunnel. That's how big they are. You can actually fit a locomotive through them. Now they're connected to 100 manhole-type openings laid out on the floor of each chamber. Each of them 4.5 feet in diameter. They're pretty big manholes. Through them, water comes in or escapes out of the chamber. Steel valves are placed in the culvert next to the gates. We don't get to see the valves, they're inside the wall. These are guillotine-type valves, raised or lowered in the culvert to allow the water to flow through it. So when the gates behind us are closed, they shut off the valves behind us too. And no more water comes in here, then the lockmaster will order the valves ahead of us to be opened. Orange is the next color we call for lunch. Naranja es el siguiente color siguiente de uno para el almuerzo. Where was I? So, when they open the valves ahead of us, water will start to drain through the openings on the floor, onto the culverts on the sidewalls, and it will spill at the other side of the gates ahead, lowering the level in the chamber by 32 feet, 10 meters. When we get the level in the chamber to the level of Lake Miraflores ahead of us, water will stop flowing. We'll open up the gates in front, and we will move out of the chamber, having completed the first out of 3 steps needed to get to the level of the Pacific Ocean. Is that fair enough? Good? Nothing to get excited over. Nothing to write home about just yet, folks. Think about it. This is simple physics. There's not even pumping involved in the operation. We don't have pumps to move the water. It's all done by gravity. Communicating vessels do the trick. Water will always seek its lowest level available. Just by opening and closing the appropriate sequence of valves, they get it to flow in the direction they want it to go at the time they want this to happen. That's the simple part. The beauty of the whole operation is how simple it is to run the Panama Canal. The amazing thing is, at the scale they did it. We're talking about moving 26 million gallons of fresh water out of this chamber to drop us one step. And they can do that in just 8 minutes. That's how long it takes to empty the chamber. That's how long it would take to fill it up if they wanted to. 8 minutes for 26 million gallons of water. That's impressive, I would say. But think about the fact that it's been the same operation for over 99 years already. Almost 100 years ago, this were the structures of the Panama Canal locks. There's been no changes to them. There's been no changes to the system on which they're running. So if you and I are impressed today, back then, it must have been mind-blowing for sure. Now, if you look back behind the ship, right in the chamber with us, there's another container vessel showing up. They'll go in the opposite lane. Southbound traffic, both lanes in the same direction at this time of the day. Hay un buque de contenedores llegando al carril del lado opuesto ahora mismo. Fíjense, a esta hora del día el tráfico va saliendo del canal, así que ambos carriles mueven naves en el mismo sentido.
É, rápido, ele disse que são 8 minutos. É uma obra de tirar o chapéu.
It's a pretty cool sight right over there on the left.
Quer tirar?
Container ship just like now inside this little
this ladder on the right.
yeah.
Kind of worse to wear.
Yeah. It's had some use.
A few boats, I think, have hit the spokes on their way down.
Do you think these people are used to the heat? The ones that live here permanently, they can just feel this way all the time and it's cool?
I'm sure they're more used to it.
They're alright? It's like people who live in Phoenix that 98 is just, oh, that's fine. You need a jacket because it's 85. There you go. Wow, that's cool.
Make your way downstairs and be served before they clear the food line.
É um chá para auxiliar. Olha lá atrás que você vai ver.
We're about to be dumped into the Pacific Ocean, and the resulting flow of fresh water into the Pacific kills all the freshwater fish, and the birds eat them. That's what we're doing.
The lock master is the guy who orders the valves to be open or shut and the gates to be open and closed. He works gates that shows in closing or opening.